Hey guys, so here bringing you another video. Now welcome to another Challenger Spectate, and today we're watching Irelia. So it's a champion that I've always kind of considered pretty damn strong, even when other people have considered her not very strong. Maybe it's a personal kryptonite, I don't know. But today we're going to watch her, see how she does, and she's against a Garen. Once again, a champion that I personally have never really rated that highly, but many people in League rate very highly. Anyway, Irelia, of all people, is waiting in bot lane. 2v2 is happening. Kai'Sa was actually caught in the early. I don't even know. I presume they know Irelia's here, but nothing's going to happen. No summoners burn, and everyone will survive. But yeah, Irelia in bot lane at level 1. Bit weird. Again, maybe, you never know. Challenger games are sometimes a bit different to the rest of our games, because maybe there's someone on the enemy team that Irelia knows, and they have this strategy that they wait in a bush really early into the game, and Irelia's like, oh, I know they do that. I can go bot lane, we can get a cheeky kill. You never know. Also worth noting, I'm a bit of an idiot, so I actually did record a commentary before this that was supposed to be this second video of the day. Turns out I forgot to press the record button. So 27 minutes of my life completely wasted, and yeah, I wish I recorded my reaction because it was a bit colourful, let's say. Anyway, an invade is happening, which is a bit funky. And Irelia is just taking the race. That's weird. Like, okay. Irelia drops a ward, Garen's following the Irelia, and off they go to top lane. So Irelia's actually, I presume, just going to stun the Garen. Why? Dude, it could make one thing that Irelia, you can see it did. Irelia got all XP, all 3 XP. She didn't get any of the farm, but she got all XP for those minions. Garen didn't. Garen may have missed 2 or 3. That sometimes can make the difference in top lane or in lane or a league, is if you can land level 2 a little bit first, then yeah. The problem is now that Irelia's gone E level 1, she doesn't really have any pressure on him, obviously. So, swings and roundabouts in terms of strength. So yeah, Garen hits level 2 first, so that probably wasn't worth for Irelia to do. But it is pushing, and I would say Irelia probably wants to push. She's using her E to farm actually quite well. But I also worth just pointing out, so today's second video is a challenge spectate, and I will say tomorrow's main video is normally supposed to be a live commentary, obviously, but tomorrow's main video will also be a challenge spectate that I'm going to record after this, and the second video of the day will be the live commentary. So just tomorrow they're swapping around, because today I'm a little bit dead after my gym session. Maybe that's why I forgot to press record. Meanwhile, level 3 engaged, passive fully stacked for Irelia, and this is why I've said many times this champion is nuts when she's allowed to just do that. There you go. Just straight up 100-0 to Garen at level 3, and Garen is supposed to be what a lot of people deem pretty strong in lane phase. But yeah, just again, I'm a bit dead from the gym. I'm not in the mood to play a game of League right now, so tomorrow's main video will be a replay, because these are obviously a lot more chill for me to record, and the second video of the day will be me playing, because I'll be streaming tomorrow, recording on the new main account. So we'll actually be starting season 11 Climb to Master part 2, I guess, to just get off the hut. Again, we explained this in the last video. All of you seem to think it was a great idea, like I do, and we'll be obviously doing placement games. That's what we got to do at the beginning. But I think I'll be still playing jungle a fair amount. I think jungle and mid is going to be what I kind of go with maybe the occasional top lane game. Because I still think my Shen is pretty damn good. And maybe every now and then I'll just get the urge to play Shen or something like that. But anyway, what Irelia is now doing, this is what we call top lane dominance. And I know this many times, whether I've done it myself or whether it's happened against me. You make a mistake, you die in the early game. You are now in top lane, what I like to call screwed. It's the 1v1 lane, right? So Irelia is now power farming. She's also freezing it closer to her territory. So the only way that Garen can really do anything about this is he needs to actually go aggressive on the minions, push them into the tower. Because Irelia, being a challenger player, and hell, even just a diamond player can do this. And Garen missed the cannon there, I think. She can freeze this for quite a long time, enough for the Garen to miss a lot of farm. And if Garen does go aggressive to try and break this freeze, he's probably going to die. So the big thing that you need in this situation, and it's something that just doesn't ever really happen when you need it to happen, is you often need the jungler to come and help. Now, I will say, the Irelia has let go of this freeze a little bit too early. I think she could have held it a bit more, but it is, as you can see, building and pushing back into the Garen. But now what is likely that you'll see, Irelia is going to actually go aggressive, because what Irelia would love is if she could force the Garen to go back. If she could force the Garen to go back because he's nearly dead, then he doesn't get any of this farmer XP. It's not going to happen though, but as I was going to say before the aggression, what Irelia would do is Irelia knows this is now pushing, you mega push it, and then it all goes into the tower, and by the time Irelia gets back into top lane, the lane resets. So that's kind of what Irelia can do, and by the time she gets back into lane, arguably we'll see actually like Garen, yeah, so Garen actually pushed that quicker than people may expect, because in theory, and Garen's not doing it. Why is he not doing it? Garen could have froze it here too. Garen could have done the exact same thing, but arguably, again, the Irelia has strength on the Garen right now, so arguably it wouldn't have mattered that much. But I still think it would have been a good idea for him to hold it on his territory side, which then if the jungler, the Lilia, if she was willing to gank, then there could be a gank. But now what's going to happen, look where the lane is, the Irelia can just freeze it again. If she wanted to. It's pretty bad for the Garen, to be honest. Like, that isn't good play at all. And Garen doesn't have TP, nothing. Irelia was just bot lane, so the Irelia knows, and what's happening now? I could just set up the freeze again. So, part of, like, League of Legends is obviously how well do you play. But also part of League of Legends is how not good your enemy plays sometimes. Because, yeah, look, Irelia's tanking the minions to bring it around, wait for her minion wave, and she can just hold it here. Hi. So Irelia is now 20 farm ahead, and within the next wave or two, she's going to be double farm. And a lot of this, and you can see this spam pinging happening in top lane, if you looked at the minimap there, that might be the Garen going, dude, what the hell do I do? And to be honest, the Garen kind of did this to himself. Once again, the Irelia's not going to kill anything. She's going to attack a little bit, but what's she going to do? She's going to wait for a minion wave, and she's going to walk around, get rid of the aggro, and then there you go, it has frozen again. And again, there could have been something the Garen should have done, but it's early. It's too late now. In the actual 1v1, there is nothing this Garen can do. And that is why, like, a lot of top laners, if you obviously are in the Twitterverse or Reddit, where, to be fair, every role complains quite a lot in League, but top lane does have this, I would say, legitimate complaint that if you are left alone and something goes wrong in the 1v1, you are screwed without help. And I think sometimes one of the big things I would say that I'm not a massive fan, the reason being engaged by Irelia, doesn't get the stun, but a big thing that I would say that I'm obviously not a big fan of role queue, or like picking your role. I actually, and I know I'm in the minority here, but I loved when the League player base had to just go in champion select and you had to play whichever pick order it was, because the player base had way more understanding about all the roles. So you could be a mid lane main, but you couldn't get that every game like you can majority now. So you had more understanding of the other roles because you had to play them occasionally. But nowadays, people don't understand this top lane problem of I can't do anything now in the 1v1 without help, because many junglers don't know top. Like, they don't play top because they just play jungle. So I think that's part of the issue of, like, lanes feel less inclined sometimes to help each other or help them in the right way because they don't understand anymore. So look at the farm. Literally double farm right now is the Irelia. She's also 2 levels ahead, and this is just going to get worse. We haven't seen, like, people say, where's the Garen? Even if he stayed relatively, and you see Irelia is now pushing it, and I'll say, why is she suddenly doing this? Urgency, probably, of wanting to achieve something. So there is one thing of, I'm winning my lane, I'm just free farming, do whatever I want, but you also want to make sure that the Garen, and you can see he's popped up in top lane again, you also don't want him to be just casually roaming or getting a double kill in bot lane. It has happened. And the way to get him to come back to top lane, or make sure he's in top lane, is, hey Garen, I pushed your minion wave into the tower, do you want to get this farm? That gets him back. But yeah, what Irelia does, hard push it, and she will just get it into the tower. So again, the Garen, arguably, we'll see if he freezes it this time. He really needs to, but Irelia is going for a dive, and Garen is dead. Oh, Lilia's here though. Finally, Lilia has shown up. Too late though. Garen's dead. So the advantage of my jungler's top lane, there is no advantage because the Irelia still killed you. She still killed you, and she's now even pushing it in. Holy moly. So Irelia, if she actually really wanted to, could TP and then just set up the freeze again. And meanwhile, all the advantage of top lane this game is making the rest of the game completely free, because Lilia's top lane, I can do Infernal Dragon now. But this is the impact I'd say top lane can have on games. This is one of the biggest examples that I can probably give you guys. This is really good by the Irelia and pretty bad for the Garen in terms of how they played this game. So the Garen did it again. I want to make it clear. The Garen did it to himself. That he had a very clear opportunity that if he wanted to freeze it here, he could have. And yes, I still don't think he would have had like complete freeze. The Irelia eventually would have bullied him away from it, but it would have helped. And he just pushed it. Very weird. All right, returning to top lane does get the W. We saw, by the way, Pyke on the Rift Herald, and I think the Rift Herald just got taken. Yes, Lilia's taken the Rift Herald. Wouldn't surprise me in some avenues if Lilia used that top lane, especially with Garen in range, just to give Garen a bit of gold income. But yeah, we'll see how that goes. Bot lane, a big play is happening, by the way, and the Lucian is dead, overextending without any vision. And let's see how this goes. So you can see the Irelia, somebody like, why is she being hesitant? There's the Garen, she's way ahead of him, she'd kill him quite easily. She's expecting something. She's a bit suspicious that they just did Rift Herald. I know that. Where are the enemy? We have no vision of them right now. I'm expecting them here. So she's adjusted her play. What like a lot of the League player base don't do. So here we go. She's going for the Garen. Is anybody going to show up? Not yet. And Garen's dead. So again, it's smart play that she was being hesitant. Is anybody coming top lane? And she waits enough time that, what, like a good 30 seconds, maybe up to a minute after the Rift Herald's dead, and be like, is anybody coming? No one's coming. Okay, I'll go aggressive and see what happens. She kills the Garen, and yeah. So this is just really good smart play by the Irelia. Adjusting your play when you need to, then going aggressive when you feel safe to do it. Really good. Classic top lane, really. So she's actually going bot lane, is the Lilia. They do a little bit of an aggressive play. Victor also coming bot lane, so is happening. Irelia teleports bot lane. So does Kassadin. Excuse everybody that obviously teleports are still bugged. Not teleports. Replays are still bugged. Irelia going for a play under the tower, though. Doesn't get the Q reset. Is she going to survive? She's dead. Yeah, she died to the Victor, I think. That was instant. Bit of a crazy play. Enemy team come out with, what, 2 kills versus 1. So technically, that is in the advantage of blue team. Just. There is also a Casa win in this game, and again, I think the player base is slowly starting to realize that this champion is nuts again. What would be really bad if this Garen dies? Oh, he gets the kill. There we go. So the Rek'Sai, again, hasn't had a crazy game, is not very strong himself, or herself, technically. And the Garen does get the 1v1 kill, so that's really good for the Garen's, not just like gold income or anything. The bigger thing that's good for when you get to tower play is morale. People underestimate how much morale means in League of Legends, how you're feeling, how happy you are. I'm getting absolutely owned by this Irelia. I've been doubled in farm for some of this game, been frozen out. What the hell do I do? Oh, I got a solo kill. Hell yeah. Like, that can bring you back. It really can. Don't underestimate that. Alistair dead though, so it does seem that the enemy team is going more for a grouping philosophy here. That you know, guys, we're not doing great in the early game. You know, the enemy AD carries 4-1. The Irelia is incredibly scary. Let's just group. We have Rift Herald. Let's make a play, get Rift Herald, break the mid lane open, and that opens up the game. They're not going to break the tower, though, I don't think. So the tower just survives. But, yeah. So Irelia returning top lane. By the way, Blade of the Ruined King Rush. So there are some champions and some items out there that they are strong enough. They are warranted. Like, you ignore the mythic item rush. Another item that is incredibly growing in popularity in that means is Essence Reaver. There are champions, many champions now. I think Ezreal is one of them, Corki's another, that they don't buy the mythic first. They don't even buy Muramana first, some of them. They are buying Essence Reaver. And I mentioned it again, I did obviously, as I said, the previous commentary, I did mention this point, and I believe I've said it before, but the part that you have to realize is, and this isn't really my words, this is just how Riot is doing balancing right now. Riot wants the new items to be deemed a success. The problem is they themselves have set what success is, and in Riot's eyes, the new items, the success of them has nothing to do with balance. The success of them in Riot's eyes is item build diversity. They want just variety in the item builds, not balance. So all they've been doing is over buffing some items that have been underused. And that's where you are seeing the rise of certain items. Like, nobody built Everfrost in the beginning of the season, but now you're seeing a lot of majors buy it. Nobody was building Black Cleaver in the early season. Now you're seeing a lot of people buy it. Meanwhile, Irelia going for a full engage. Garen trying to get rid of the side of Irelia. She did not need to flash them, but she will survive. And yeah, just another 1v1 kill for the Irelia. And again, worth noting, she's half health, ready in one minion wave. And she's basically full health. And that's just with her Q and Blade the Ruin King. So, yeah. I was watching a video yesterday, actually, of League. It was a Graves jungle. He was dead, right? And when I say dead, he wasn't dead, but he was on 100 health, maybe. I counted how many auto attacks it took him to get back to full health, and he wasn't incredibly fed. He was average to strong, not fed. 3 auto attacks, and he was back to full health. I was absolutely, like, I literally was gobsmacked. I was like, 3 auto attacks from 100 health to full health. What? It's just absolutely mental. But there is a heal nerf coming, thankfully, finally. So there is a heal nerf coming. Because I just think the player base has just been calling for it. Again, when you even have Reckless, one of the best champions that's ever existed in the game, saying it's not worth buying anti-healing because the healing is so strong that the anti-healing items are pointless. You may as well just buy better items than the anti-healing items and hope you can burst the player instead of anything else. Then you know healing's busted. Like, it's just crazy. I still, by the way, think healing is still going to be pretty strong. Ravenous Hunter is getting quite nerfed. It will still be the rune to take because it's just the most useful thing in the game. And that's the big part of it. Right, so he's looking for the 1v1. So this isn't a 1v1. In my head, where is somebody else? The problem is Garen... he does get it. Part of me was actually thinking he engaged too early there. But with his true damage ultimate and the Irelia taking a little bit damage from the Lilia, the Irelia will go down. Maybe Irelia should have... I don't know if she had ultimate at the time. She has ultimate now, but she might not have had it. Ultimate definitely would have come in useful there. Alistair engaging on a Pike. W as well by Kai'Sa. Quite a lot of damage. Obviously, he's got that Gale Force and Collector. And the Pike will manage to slip away. Alistair re-engaging on the Victor. Ignites the Victor. Full aggressive play by the Ali. He flashes the Pike ultimate, which is pretty big. And Alistair, I think, will end up surviving. So well done to the Moo Cow. And yeah, the game, I don't know, it's still a bit crazy. It's still advantage to red team. I'd expect, whenever the dragon does come up, I'd expect the next dragon to be quite spicy. So we'll see how that goes. Irelia now, though, does have a mythic. Garen is yet to get his. I don't actually know. I guess Stridebreaker as well for Garen, probably. Or not as well. Obviously, Irelia's got Triforce, but probably Stridebreaker for Garen if I had to guess. But yeah, Irelia just pushing fast now. She's looking for that side pressure. So again, Irelia, really good 1v1 champion. Not a bad team fighter, by the way, either, because she has the AoE ultimate that can disarm. She has the AoE stun if she hits it in a line. So not bad in 2v1s or team fights, but she is pretty good in terms of team fighting. Again, when you've got a Garen running at you like that, I'm expecting people top lane. But once again, I said last time, I think the Garen was engaging too early, but Irelia just didn't have ultimate. Well, that time Irelia did have ultimate. She used it and he did. There was a Kassadin teleport as well to back up the Irelia, which wasn't really needed in the end. But, it's fine. Engage happening by the enemy team. Lydia walking into an Irelia. You're disrespecting the fed Irelia. And flips over to the Victor. Oh, I'd be salty if I was that Victor. The Pike glitch went, yep, go kill him, not me. And Irelia will get a double kill, which is nice. Dragon is still yet to come up. I don't know when the dragon will be spawning. Alistair in the middle of their jungle with a few people. Bit questionable, but he's just kind of being a cow, causing a ruckus, I guess. He's a bull in a china shop. Irelia now engaging. Oh, the double stun! Ooh! Ooh! She is dead, but that's pretty good. Again, tier 2 towers do a crazy amount of damage, but still, double kill for her. Irelia, man, like... I don't even know if Irelia right now in the general game, let me know what you think. I don't even know if Irelia is considered strong. I've got no idea. I've always personally considered the champion pretty damn good and strong, but I don't know if like the game itself, like I don't know if the average player base thinks like, oh yeah, no, Irelia is a really good champion. I've got no idea what the player base thinks. To me, she's just nuts. Like, especially, and obviously it's worth knowing, if an Irelia gets a snowball on, she's crazy. And I know that's true for a lot of champions. If a Darius gets a snowball on, if a Jax gets a snowball on, obviously that's true. But there's just something about Irelia that, with her mobility and the way that she can kill people, it's just so fast as well. So worth knowing, Wit's End third item, really smart. So again, Wit's End, attack supply, magic damage on hit. So the more you hit people, you're dealing magic damage. And what has Garen got? He's got armor. So the little things help. Kai'Sa goes down. Double kill for the Pyke. 4v2 play. And, you know, it's a good play. But Garen has overstayed in top lane. And the shredding begins. And he will die. So in one play by Garen, she dealt 370 of that damage is pure magic damage by Wit's End. She's now teleporting, which obviously we can't see. With then the nice ultimate. One kill. Look at the healing. Out healing everything. And actually ends up on more health than she began with pretty much. And she will pick up a double kill again. Very nice. Lilia's top lane, which is a bit funky because the dragon has just spawned. I don't know why you'd send your jungler top lane or go top lane as a jungler when the dragon has just come up, but that's what she's chosen to do. Lilia's also running Moonstone Renewer. I don't like that on Lilia, personally. Like, Lilia to me is a carry AP jungler, not a support jungler. I'd expect that on Ivan, not Lilia, but that's just me. Maybe that's the meta thing on Lilia. I don't know. I have played a Lilia a couple times, by the way, because I have seen some people going, "Oh, you said you were going to pick up Lilia." Yeah, I've played her. I enjoy her, but I also think she's quite a unique playstyle, so I definitely need to practice her a little bit more to be confident to properly put her in my pool. She's very unique, in a good way. So the dragon is done because the enemy team just weren't reacted or weren't in the area to stop it. So 3 dragons now for red team. Irelia also stole the blue buff. Ali looking for it, and that is it. Wow, game over. The enemy team surrendered. Again, the camera for some reason didn't go over here, but there we go. They have just surrendered. 13 for Irelia. Not a single assist, by the way. Why? Because Irelia was doing things alone. Yes, she made a couple teleport plays, but they were usually after her team has died or disengaged, then Irelia comes in. But other than that, she got solo kills, she got some double kills. Just a really good play. So the question is to you guys, what do you think of Irelia right now? I think she's always been really strong, even when considered kind of weak. But I also would grant, I think as a champion, she's very player reliant. If the player is amazing with her, that's where the champion shines. So obviously a challenger player can make the champion shine. And obviously Garen isn't really a challenger champion. Like, he's a very basic, good for a lot of people, but his outplay potential is nowhere near an Irelia. So a really good Garen has a much lower ceiling to carry and outplay than an Aurelia's outplay potential, because there's so much more you can do with Irelia. But yeah, let me know. What do you think of Irelia? That's going to be it, though. If you guys did enjoy, throw a like on it, throw a comment, throw a subscribe. Hopefully you're all doing really well, and hope you're doing fantastic. I'll just say a little spreading good news here or there. Again, life does seem to return more and more to normal with the coming weeks and stuff, which is great. Actually, today of me recording this, I actually dropped my dad off and picked him up from getting his first vaccine shot. So in my own household, it just kind of feels like we're getting there. You know, it's good. And I like to spread that positivity because I think we all need to hear positivity every now and then. But that's going to be it. Like, comment, subscribe. See you guys next time. Peace.